and they give you like the warnings that like, be careful when you open up the overhead compartments after a flight. Things could jostle around in there. Yeah. It's like, well, so am I going to stick my fucking live human dog in there? Live human dog?
That's the name of the episode.
Brunch. Hit it, boys.
Big time would you rather to kick off this Friday. Okay. It's a coffee scenario. Would you rather order coffee and them give you the wrong order, or would you rather have weak French press coffee?
I'd rather get the wrong order because there's nothing worse than weak ass coffee.
Exactly, that's the thing. I've become a French press guy, and I made a little French press coffee this morning, and for the second time in my life, I've had now weak, not brewed long enough French press coffee, and that is the fucking worst. And the second it fucking hits your lips, you're like, oh. I'm getting nothing out of this.
Yeah, I'd rather get like the coffee that I didn't want and like wasn't expecting, but it's strong and like still has flavor, rather than the coffee that I wanted, but it just like watered down garbage.
Right, because really, as long as there's not an allergy involved, I don't think you can get happy with a coffee, right? Like I've actually I've gone on certain coffee kicks based on getting the wrong order. There's this on the way to where the Bruins used to practice, there's this run of Dunkin' Donuts on this main road in Wilmington, Massachusetts. It's like there's got to be 16 Dunkin' Donuts, all drive-through. So just whenever you want a Dunkin' Donuts on that ride, you can get it. And the first one is the worst one. The first one is terrible. All the other ones are good. And I would always go to the first one because just when I'd be on the highway, I'd be thinking about, man, I need some coffee, need to get to Dunkin' Donuts. And I would always go to that first one, and they fuck everything up, and they're terrible, and they're the fucking worst. And I ordered like a medium black hot coffee, and they gave me a French vanilla with cream and like 45 sugars. And for a little while after that, I just started ordering French vanilla with cream and 45 sugars because that is fucking delicious.
Interesting. Yeah, and it's like if you get a coffee that you don't want and you don't like the flavor that it's in or whatever, there's a lot of ways to manipulate coffee to get it to your liking. But there's no way to manipulate a weak cup of coffee. It's
like you can fix a bad haircut if they don't go too short, kind of thing.
Right. Yeah.
But if they, brutal. Here's another weird coffee thing. Continuing the, we have to call this something where you say something about yourself, and then immediately after you say that, everything about that changes. Which is me saying I didn't like ice cream.
Yep.
Me saying I didn't like iced coffee. Me saying I didn't like podcasts probably at some point.
Have you changed your stance on iced coffee? Oh, yeah, that's right. You order the cold brew all the time now.
Yeah. I'm just a couple of guys getting cold brews.
You are like the fucking, what is it? Who was it? Mitt Romney, who just was called a flip-flopper?
Reference. Yeah, he was a big-time flip-flopper. He also lived in my hometown back in the day.
Belmont?
So
didn't he own like a fucking massive house in Belmont?
Yeah, and it was somebody's. I forget whom's. Yeah, or maybe not. Maybe it was just
I think it was. And I remember seeing like aerial shots of that house and being like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
How come rich people, or how come rich celebrities only buy houses from rich celebrities?
Because they already have good houses.
Every time a celebrity buys a house in Massachusetts, it used to either be Drew Bledsoe's house or Kurt Schilling's house.
Yeah, or both of their houses.
But I actually think that Kurt Schilling bought a house from Drew Bledsoe.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. That's so fucking Exhibit A through Z.
Weird fact, I've been to that house.
To hang out with Kurt Schilling?
Yeah. Well, let's not put it that way because I don't want people thinking that I'm just hanging out with Kurt Schilling whenever I want.
You know what stinks? Distancing yourself from someone. I think he was already problematic when you met him.
Yeah. He was at that point he was already fired by ESPN.
Okay, I met him pre-problematic, and like a lot of these fucking crazies, in person, in a "hi, how are you" type of setting, they seem thoughtful and considerate, and you're like, wow, what a sweet fucking person. And then you read their social media, and it's like, oh, minorities.
Yeah, I mean, you thought he was a sweet and nice person because you're a straight white guy.
That's true. But how could he have known?
Yeah, that's true. If anybody was gonna toe the line, it's you.
I give him extra credit there because he's tolerant of gay people for having been nice to me. Speaking of which, a Untouchable brought to our attention that apparently my rankings, my stats
I saw
have dropped. How the fuck could that happen?
Yeah, devastating. Your Google searches no longer include the top result or even like the top 5 results. Gay.
What the fuck have I done recently to dispel any?
You know what I think it is? You're tweeting about sports a lot, man.
Dude, this fucking season, it's because we got into basketball this season. Fucking, oh, I bet that's what it is.
Yeah, you're tweeting about sports way too much.
As long as I don't get what Drellick has, which bio.
Yeah, that's terrible.
That's
Who
the meanest.
Fuck is this guy?
Yeah. Why do I gotta know about this guy? Speaking of bio, real quick, we've been watching AP Bio, and it is a hilarious, mindless watch. Highly recommend.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that Jeff recommended it to us, but I think we just both ignored it.
Nice.
And then when I was in California, my buddy was like, "Hey, you should watch this show," and I was like, "All right, why not?" I checked it out. Awesome. It's basically like Glenn Howerton from Always Sunny.
It's his one character.
Yeah, exactly. It's like basically if Dennis moved from Philadelphia and just became a substitute teacher who like he does not want to be there, and he's just an absolute psychopath. And
but you know what?
It's a joy.
I don't care or begrudge Glenn Howerton for being completely just one person all the time. Usually, if someone can only play one character, you give him shit for it. But he's
only done it in 2 roles, so it's like whatever.
Right. And also, I mean, we know he's super talented, but mainly that character is fucking awesome. So why wouldn't you want to be that all the time?
Right. If it's one thing if like he's the same thing in everything, and he's just like spread across the board, and he's not really great in anything. He's the same character in 2 different things, and he's great in both of them. So why would anybody have a problem with it?
Exactly.
It hasn't gotten tired yet. Like he's not The Rock. He's not Mark Wahlberg. Like The Rock is the same in every movie that he's fucking in. Mark Wahlberg is the same in every fucking movie that he's in. And at this point, I'm sick of both of them.
Oh no, The Rock! I'm heating up on The Rock. The Rock
that is wild.
I'm starting to hit my stride with The Rock. I think everyone's getting sick of him, and I'm just starting to really ease into him.
I think that you're getting introduced to The Rock like years after everybody else has been.
That's true.
Very well versed on The Rock. So the good news for you is that there's plenty of stuff to watch that you probably like because all of it's the same.
I didn't care about wrestling. I only watch good movies. So
you haven't seen anything The Rock's in.
Right. So really long stretch of not seeing stuff with The Rock in it. And then I saw Baywatch. I thought he was fantastic. And that's kind of all I know about The Rock.
You saw Jumanji.
I didn't see Jumanji.
I thought we talked about Jumanji on the podcast.
We did. I don't know if I told you at any point during that episode whether or not I had seen Jumanji.
You didn't see Jumanji?
No.
I thought we saw Jumanji together.
You saw it. But every time I see the poster for that, I want to see it because I don't know who that girl is, but they make her look very, very leggy in the
redhead girl?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how old she
Who
is,
is that?
so I'm not going to comment on that.
Oh, really? No, no way.
Oh, yeah, I think she's probably of age, but
she's got to be like 30.
You never know. They say
she's related to the girl from Get Out.
Who's the girl from Get Out?
What's her name? Betty Gabriel?
Yeah. The maid.
Yes, Georgina. All right. The girl from Jumanji, what's her name? Karen Gillan.
She's exactly 30.
Oh, wow. I win a fucking prize for that. I guess. Speaking of 30, you know that the big dog's turning 30 soon.
Wow.
Yeah. She's from Scotland.
Ooh, I like her now. I'm into it. Wow, you're approaching 30. When's your birthday? June, right?
June, yeah. And my makeup lady, you know.
Has.
By the way, it's going to be very hard for this podcast to not turn into a pro Liz, the makeup lady podcast, because the makeup artist at my work is the nicest and coolest person in the world. And sometimes I go into work when I don't even have work and just pretend I need makeup so I could just sit there and gab all day. It's so much fun. That's actually not a bad idea. I bet that they wouldn't bat an eye if I just strolled in at like 6 o'clock on some night. Maybe I was going out. Maybe I had something going on and just go in, get some makeup, head out.
That'd be hilarious. Just going out for the night.
Yeah.
Getting changed into a nice night outfit and get some makeup and then just, all right, see you later. I bet Liz wouldn't be thrilled about it.
Oh, extra work she doesn't have to do.
Yes.
Yeah. But she's the nicest person in the world. I bet that she'd be okay with it. So somehow it came up that I was turning 30 because I probably said I'm turning 30 soon. And she was like, "Oh, what are you gonna do? Like, you gotta blow it out. You gotta do something crazy." And have you ever been to a 30th birthday party?
I have not.
They rule. Like, it's just like a fun celebrate. It's like 5% of it, but it's kind of the same energy as like a wedding where we all kind of have to be here. So it's like if you're invited to one of your friends' 30th, yeah, you kind of have to go for some reason, which I don't understand why that's important.
Yeah,
maybe it's because that episode of Friends, they made such a big deal about being 30 when they were all like fucking 49.
But it's, I mean, it can't sniff a wedding. There's no open bar at a 30th birthday party.
That's true. There's
probably way less dancing.
Mm-hmm. Depends on how the night's going.
You should have like a Mamma Mia themed 30th birthday party.
That is a great idea. And we can all do, actually, I've actually been thinking, I've never been against marriage, but I'm more open now to getting married because I've just been thinking of a couple of things that would be cool for weddings. And
that's a great reason to get married.
Well, I thought of my wedding hashtag the other day. I was gonna tweet this, but I just thought it would be. I was gonna say, like, folks, some personal news. I'm getting married. Not sure to whom yet, but I thought of a sick hashtag. So so stay tuned.
What is it?
Haters gonna say it's fate.
Oh my god. Oh god. Did you see side note, Lena is on the cover of Vanity Fair this week.
Yes.
She uploaded the cover to Instagram and I got so excited for a second because it started out haters gonna say
right.
And then it was photoshopped and I was like, no. I was like, this would have been the perfect fucking full circle moment.
Right. It would have been the most on brand thing if she said haters gonna say it's fake. We've said before how crazy it is. Not crazy in a surprising way, but like, holy shit, she really is one of the most famous people in the world.
So I was on Puck Soup yesterday and Greg Wyshynski was like, so who have you had on your podcast? You've had like the guy from Stranger Things, the teacher, and then he like named a few other people. And then I was like,
keep having that fellow on.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, and Lena Waithe a couple times. And he was like, what? You've had Lena Waithe? And I was like, yeah. Now that's like a fucking huge deal.
I know. Now when we try to book guests, we should just lead with, I mean, we lie and say, we don't lie, but we're like, hey, we've had Miles Teller on, which is true.
It is true.
He didn't want to, but we had him. Yeah, like, or we'll do like we've had cast members from Friday Night Lights, Master of None, blah, 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 any Miles Teller movies because we've had Miles Teller.
Mm-hmm.
But now it'd be like, yo, you want your client to have something in common with Lena Waithe? Get him on brunch, motherfucker.
multiple times.
What's cool about it is she hasn't forgotten about the little guy or his friend DJ. She really hasn't. She still stays in touch with us all the time.
She answers our texts, which is she has no business answering our texts anymore.
A really cool thing was the night of. Did we talk about this? The night of the Oscars.
Oh my God, I could not believe this.
I put something in our group chat because it was the first time I saw her AT&T commercial where she does the voiceovers. Which, by the way, great call on AT&T for a voiceover artist. Awesome.
She has a great voice. And also, you were very late on that train. I had noticed that she'd been doing those commercials for like a month and a half.
Right. Well, fuck it, man.
Watch more TV, you fucking working out ass bitch.
You say working out?
Yeah. Well, what are you doing? Not watching TV?
Just I was in the fucking movies, dude. I was always going to movies. It was leading up to the Oscars. So I saw one of those commercials and it was just clearly Lena. Awesome. So in our group chat I was like, who's that I hear in like the fucking AT&T commercial? And about an hour later she responded saying like something like that's right, boo. Something like, you know it. And about 5 minutes after that, everyone started posting the photo of the Vanity Fair party where it was just like this big photo of every fucking celebrity you can think of. But there were only like 15. It was like a huge who's who picture. You've probably seen it. It's her, it's Donald Glover, it's Rashida Jones. It's just every cool person that you would want to fucking hang out with. Haim was at that party, but Haim didn't even make the cut for that picture. And we were like, yo, within like presumably while this picture was getting taken or in the same fucking scenario, hangout scene of life, she was texting us. That's cool.
Which is wild choice. Like I would never respond
away from me, and I would not be talking to fucking you fuckers.
I like if I'm watching like a TV show, I'm not responding to you. I'm not responding to anybody. Like for her to do that when she was like with like the who's who of people, wild choice. But
here's the thing: Lena has gotten so big that if she's not texting us during something like that, she's never texting us because she's always got shit like that going on. Like she's either got to text us during cool photos, or she's got to text us during interviews with Vanity Fair, or she's got to text us while fucking shooting movies. She's in movies now.
Yeah, Ready Player One next week.
Which she told us off the record about one movie that she passed on a while back. And we were like, A, that's really cool that she's not taking shit unless it's exactly what she wants to do. Mm-hmm. And B, whatever the next movie is, I can't wait to see that. And it's Ready Player One. And it has had a polarizing reaction. I have no fucking clue what anyone's talking about. I'm just going to go in and smile and see the movie.
I've tried to avoid everything on it, but it's hard because we have a group text with Lambert and Jeff, and apparently
we love Ryan, but shit, man, he'll get you down.
Yeah, he really will. He hates everything.
Yep.
And he's been sending like these reviews, and a lot of them are scathing.
What the fuck do they mean? They're like, oh, it was Zelda, but shut the fuck up and watch the movie, you idiot.
This is like a nerd Bible, though, this movie.
Yes.
It's like a video game nerd Bible, basically. So I guess we're planning on going next week as like a 4-way movie pass date.
Oh, yeah. Opening night.
That's going to be something.
Yeah. Are we going to draw straws for who has to sit next to Ryan?
I hope so.
That would be so funny. Because like he'll be rolling his eye, and then I've gone to shit with Ryan that Ryan likes, and there's nobody happier in the world than Ryan Lambert when he's enjoying something.
Ryan hates everything.
He wears his emotions on his sleeve is the way.
Well, he hates everything, so that when he actually does like something, he like really keys in on that for a couple of weeks because it's the only joy that he's had in a long time.
Right.
So like when Game Night came out, he was like coming his pants for like 19 days.
Yeah. I almost I had like 20 minutes to kill, and a movie theater was nearby and Game Night was playing, and I think I could have timed it that I would have been able to movie pass my way in there and see the Jesse Plemons Tostitos scene and then walk out.
That would have been an amazing move. That would have left everybody in the theater very confused.
Right, because I would have walked in and been like, and then walked out. Smiling as I left.
That is such a good move. Like that is something that we should do now because you don't lose anything with Movie Pass.
Right. It would. If I saw somebody do that, I'd be on edge the rest of the movie, though.
Actually,
like, Lambert coming back.
Yeah, Lambert actually had a pretty good idea for our Ready Player One movie going experience, which was to loudly whisper all the wrong video game references as they come on screen. And so like if there's like a Mario reference, you'd be like, oh, Luigi, nice.
I love doing shit like that. That was I think I've said this before. Every time to this day when I'm in a bar in Harvard Square or a restaurant, I always say loudly, this is where they shot that scene in The Social Network.
Yes, yeah.
And I don't think anyone really cares enough anymore to get mad, but man, for a few years that didn't play.
But I mean, nobody cares in that scenario. Like there's nothing worse than like a bad movie going experience.
True.
All you want to do is fucking sit there and quiet and watch the fucking movie in front of you, and these fucking jackasses are unleashing the wrong references after wrong references, and you have to fucking sit through it. That would kill me inside.
Here's another would you rather. Would you rather this is gonna sound like a lights camera podcast thing, but would you rather someone in the theater be snoring or someone in the theater be eating a tuna sandwich?
Shit. A tuna sandwich, I think.
I think I'm taking a tuna sandwich, but both of those fucking suck. There's just nothing worse in the world than a person snoring in any scenario.
Well, I mean, a person snoring like actually hinders your ability to watch the movie because you might not be able to hear shit.
Right.
Whereas a tuna sandwich just is like an inconvenience.
And if any, well, it depends on the person.
It ruins the ambiance.
Because both for me are going to take up 100% of my attention.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to hear every line while somebody's snoring, but I'm also going to be thinking every second, I hate this fucking person. How dare this person? What a bad person. Which again, I think I've said this. I truly do believe that. I think that snoring in some cases, if it's a stranger, because if I know the person and they're snoring, or if it's like a light, adorable snore, either with Emilio snores, and it's great. I was watching Emilio a couple weekends ago, and I went to sleep and I realized I didn't have a fan or any sort of noise thing. I like to have a little bit of light noise, and I was like, oh man, this is the first time I've really needed somebody to snore. And Emilio he snored at like the perfect volume. It was just like
it's like those people. It's like those people that use like the nature sounds.
Yeah, I don't fuck with that stuff.
You know, I mean, I've never actually done it, but I can see why people would want it.
I like the light fan thing, but usually now I just fucking watch something on Netflix until my fucking eyes burn out and then I fall asleep. So
I found out last night that our guy Jared Carabas uses a weighted blanket.
What's that?
It's like a blanket that just has like a weighted sort of plate material thing on the top of it, so it sort of like lightly pushes down on your chest.
Why does it do that?
I think it's like a comfort thing. I know that like it's used in like a lot of therapy situations. I think he just
uses people who like to be choked.
I don't think
like
so.
Some people have like body pillows for that kind of stuff.
You know, like those airline neck pillows.
Yeah,
you just flip it around in the opposite way, so that it's fucking choking you as you sleep.
Oh yeah.
No, but I do have a question for you.
Okay.
as you approach your 30th birthday, did you know that 66% of men lose their hair by age 35?
Huh. That's not good. But again, I'm not worried about that. As long as I can keep myself in a position to get one of those hair transplant deals. Do you know who Mike Riley is?
No.
He's a guy, very nice guy. He's like a fill-in / updates guy on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Again, this sounds like
He got one?
Right, this sounds like I'm talking down to him. I'm not. I'm just pointing out, like, relatively, like, we're nobodies. He's for sure a nobody.
For sure,
he got one.
He's a fill-in on the radio.
Yeah, right.
He can be bald. Who cares?
Right. That's true. But like, he's got an ad and he's like, "Hey fellas, when I'm out on a date, blah blah." I'm like, no one knows who this guy. You got to say who you are. And so
I have
if
some
you
good
get
news.
one, we can for sure get them.
I have some good news for you.
Yes.
You can do something about it on forhims.com because they have hair loss treatments, so you can be proactive about it. If you see a bald spot coming, just go to forhims.com, get yourself some help, and treat it before it becomes a full-blown issue. You never want it to become a full-blown issue.
Is
that
the whole read?
No, I thought it says improvise. So I was hoping that you would maybe chime back with something.
Okay, wait, let's improvise. Okay. All right, start the scene. Hi, how much is this apartment?
$4,000. It's in New York City.
$4,000? I'm gonna lose my shirt paying for this. I'm also losing my hair.
Ooh, that's a bummer. You are an attractive man, but my boner is starting to get softer because you don't have a full head of hair.
This is the worst porno ever, end scene. That was good. We should do more improv.
So on forhims.com, it's a one-stop shop for hair loss, skincare, sexual wellness, wink wink, for men. And thanks to science, baldness can be optional. It's super easy. Just fill out a few questions. There's no waiting room, no awkward doctor's visits. You save hours by going to forhims.com. So just answer a few quick, easy questions, and a doctor will review and prescribe you the products that you need, and they're shipped directly to your door. So to order now, go to forhims.com/brunch and you'll get a trial month for just $5. So while supplies last, go to the website, see the full details. But just know that this would cost you hundreds of bucks if you went to the doctor or a pharmacy. So instead, go to forhims.com/brunch. That's forhims.com/brunch. forhims.com/brunch.
/brunch, promo code brunch. Get it. So Forhims does not use snake oil, which is a good thing, because I gotta say, all companies, I would advise against using snake oil, because snake oil, the stock on snake oil is very, very low these days.
Has it ever been high?
People don't like to hear about snake oil. Snake oil is only associated with bad things.
I don't know anything about snake oil, and it just sounds like a bad decision. Right. I've never heard a bad thing about snake oil, but it for sure is not something that I would willingly choose to ingest.
Well, snake oil is the first example that people think of when they're trying to think of something that's bad. Like, oh, you're a snake oil salesman. People do. Do you do fish oil pills?
I have in the past because it's good for your skin. But,
oh, really?
Yeah, but I've never like fully committed to it.
You know what's good for your skin too? Just
what?
Fucking have an awesome skin like me. Rules. So life's so much easier.
Very triggering.
Oh man. When I go in, Liz is always like, "Oh, we don't have much to cover up today," and I'm like, "Yep, Liz. What else is new?" And then we gab about whatever. But bringing this full circle, Liz was like, "You got to blow it out. You got to go somewhere. You got to go to Vegas." And I've never been to Vegas. I'm not saying I want to go, but have you ever been to Vegas?
I sure have.
Oh, yeah, you went a while ago.
I went last summer.
Yeah. Was that your first time going?
It sure was.
Okay, did Vegas leave a big impression on you? But you didn't do the blow it out guys weekend. Blah.
No, it was like a work trip. But I mean, I still had a lot of fun. I still saw a lot of things. It's a fun city. I would for sure go back. I think it would be a great brunch city. Like,
right.
we do a lot of stuff there.
So that's the thing. I said if I went to Vegas, it would be to be like, oh man, it was crazy. We saw Britney and Backstreet Boys in the same night. It was Max Martin heaven. Oh,
Wild Boys night. Hell yeah.
Actually, we should do that. We've talked about for a while. We were like, we should just go to Vegas and interview the Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fucking down.
We should do. I mean, I feel like flights are cheap. We should.
I feel like I would be sad in interviewing the Backstreet Boys now.
Well, who is it?
Like beaten down and just like we're so over this.
Oh yeah. They're just fucking cashing the paycheck. Well, was it Brian wanted them to sing at the inauguration?
Yeah.
He's like, well, it's the president, and everyone's like, dude, no, you can't say it with this one. Can't say that with this one.
By the way, do I have to go to your 30th birthday party?
Well, if I do anything, which who knows if anything, it'll just be like a fucking gathering of like 20 people. Like you came to a birthday thing. We just went to like an outdoor bar like a few years ago. So just that, like that's probably what I'll.
You're not blowing it out, man. That's not a blowout.
Yeah, I don't. But here's the thing. I'm more into make a mundane thing big because I'm such a fun, amazing, incredible person versus go to this fight, like do like a fucking club extravagant thing.
You know,
like
a good 30th birthday party shenanigans is karaoke bar.
Man, you don't gotta tell me twice. I love me some
that's
karaoke.
What I'm saying. I think like you'd have a lot of fun just having a blowout and a karaoke blowout.
I was kind of triggered because I went to a concert the other night. It was Theo Katzman from Wolfpack and Bridget Kearney from Lake Street Dive, and it was an awesome show. But for the encore, they sang "Say You Love Me" by Fleetwood Mac, and that is a karaoke go-to of mine. And I was kind of triggered because I was like, I don't want haters to think that I only do this karaoke because of this moment. You know, I do it because it's such a good fucking Fleetwood Mac song, and
also I guarantee they did it better than you. So you don't want the juxtaposition there.
Juries, I'll say this: no one there said they're doing this better than DJ does it. Nobody there said that.
Didn't want to hurt your feelings.
Maybe. I don't know. There was nobody that was like, "Hey DJ, yeah, you suck when you do this karaoke." But really, that's a little karaoke tip. You got to find artists, or you got to find for the fellas, you got to find women singers such as Christine McVie or Amy Winehouse is a go-to of mine, who have songs low in their range, because a guy belting a song that's low in a girl's range is always going to be entertaining because it's higher in the guy's range, so there's more energy than you hear the girl sing it with. So that's just a little tip. And conversely, that's why when a girl sings a song that's typically by a guy, doesn't sound good. That's not a sexist thing. That's not problematic. That's fucking
problematic, actually.
That's no, I'm saying women should not be allowed to sing. That is that's mark that down. No.
Wait, I have here's a weird thing. A guy from Paddington 2 just followed me on Twitter.
Which guy? Paddington?
No, I wish. It's the security guard who might be gay and just like happens to fall.
The only problematic part of that movie.
Ooh, he wrote Paddington 2.
Oh, he wrote it?
Yeah.
Wow.
That guy wrote Paddington 2.
Gotta get that guy on.
Holy smokes, huh?
Yeah. How many followers does he have?
21,000. So
nobody. He wouldn't even get a fucking hair deal.
So he followed me, and I got like that little notification. He's not verified. He followed me. I got the notification. He's only following like 900 people, and he's got 21,000 followers, and his avatar is Paddington. So I was like, huh, what's this guy's deal? I need to know what this guy's
Paddington
about.
People are just following you now.
Yeah.
Looking for Paddington content.
So yeah, that's awesome. Now the writer of Paddington 2 follows me on Twitter.
That's very exciting. I was thinking that we next time we hang out with Randy, we should make like a brunch sitcom that's basically an episode, like short 5 to 6 minute episodes, and they're based on things we've talked about on brunch, kind of how Seinfeld is kind of made that way. and Randy could play the neighbor, and Randy could always kind of walk in, and people would be like, Randy, but they wouldn't say it like Randy.
Like Randy.
Right.
Yeah, I like that idea. I think that Randy would be a great next door neighbor guy.
Oh, Randy would be an unbelievable. For podcasting purposes, Randy is our next door neighbor.
That's pretty much true.
He's always loosely in the mix, whether or not he's always coming over. He's still like, we're still hitting him up.
Yeah.
We're calling him about stuff. We're chatting him about how his week's going. Love me some Randy.
Ooh, Randy sent us a pilot.
Yes, yeah. Randy has a project he told us to check out, and I was in an Uber at the time, and I'd been drinking, so I didn't do it then, and then I have since forgotten.
I have forgotten about it, but I'm for sure going to do it. I've been traveling for the past week, basically the past 2 weeks. So as soon as I get my roots settled, I'm watching that damn pilot because it sounds. I don't know if we're allowed to reveal anything.
I don't know if it's out yet or what, but someone else, a favorite of ours is in it, so that'll be fun.
So I'm excited to check it out.
Do I need to watch SpongeBob, by the way?
SpongeBob is back hot on the scene.
I know everything now is SpongeBob, and it's people don't even look for new memes anymore. They just pick something different from SpongeBob.
No, I think that that's true. There was like the Patrick one, and then now it's the fucking the restaurants.
And Chum Bucket.
Yeah.
Chum Bucket.
Yes. So what's your exposure level to SpongeBob? Have you ever watched SpongeBob?
I accidentally watched half an episode of SpongeBob like a couple weeks ago because I turned the TV on and SpongeBob was on, and I just had it on the background while I was making my fucking weak ass French press coffee. A guy lost his job, and SpongeBob was helping him out and taking care of him. And then the guy got really, really needy and was a real prima donna. And SpongeBob was waiting on this guy hand and foot for a long time because they did like the 3 days later, 1 week later. Hey, I'm working it 2 years later. And then the guy got his job back at the Krusty Krab because the guy thought he had stolen a penny or something.
So what is this, Squidward?
Is Squidward the bald guy without the hair deal?
Yes.
Yeah. Squidward's really down on his
for him / brunch.
Yes. I watched that one.
Okay. That's the only thing that you've ever seen?
Yeah.
Wow. I was a big SpongeBob kid back in the day.
So let's say I'm too old.
No, you're not. SpongeBob is still a show that you can enjoy. So I
know that adults watch it, but I didn't. My exposure to it was not. I'm a kid, and this is the cool show for kids that's on. You know,
I think recently, the last time that I watched it I was on vacation, and it was just like a rainy day, and SpongeBob was on TV, as it always is always on fucking TV.
Nice.
So I just watched like 4 episodes of SpongeBob, and I was like, man, I forgot how good this show is. So it's still enjoyable at this time.
This is not a judgment, but an observation, and I think the listeners have probably picked up on it throughout this episode. You watch a lot of TV on vacation.
That's true. That is true.
You're talking about AB Bio, you're like, well, yeah, I was in California and binged the season. that show flies, by the way.
Yeah, it really does. And I mean, like, I actually did watch like a good amount of TV on this vacation,
awesome.
But I did a lot of other shit too. I watched that Justin Timberlake, Mila Kunis, Friends with Benefits movie.
Oh yeah, I've seen that before.
Yeah, you know what? I got a bone to pick with that movie. In the opening scene, where where wildly they have Andy Samberg and Emma Stone in like cameos as their significant others.
Yeah.
I have a bone to pick. Justin Timberlake takes a shot at John Mayer in that scene.
Oh yeah, what does he say?
He's meeting up with Emma Stone to go into a John Mayer concert, and he's like, "Thank you for breaking up with me before this concert, so that I don't have to see John Mayer." It's like, fuck you, dude.
Right. That doesn't play at all.
That line has not aged well because John Mayer has released like 3 more good albums than Justin Timberlake has in the last 10 years.
And even back in the day, guys knew, like, and when I say guys, I'm talking about guys. Everybody knew pretty quickly that John Mayer was good.
John Mayer was.
You might not like his music, but you wanted to go to a John. If you could go to a John Mayer concert, yeah, you'd go to a John Mayer concert.
I don't know. For me, because I've been a John Mayer stan for a long time. There was a while where liking John Mayer was considered gay.
Oh no, it still is by some idiots.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Well, maybe by some idiots, but like I think more of the general public has come around on John Mayer actually being really good.
Yeah. Good geese, good that good.
Which I don't really get, like why he was ever gay, because like nobody calls Ed Sheeran gay.
Well, that's because Ed Sheeran came out when when people stopped calling people gay, and John Mayer was kind of the last hurrah of calling people gay. So that's why. I mean, if Ed Sheeran came out at the same time as John Mayer, you bet your bippy people would be like, "Oh, he's got gay tattoos" or something like that.
He doesn't have gay tattoos. He has really bad tattoos, though.
He does.
Dink.
He's got some tattoos he's got a tattoo that John Mayer drew.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, they have such a weird relationship.
I know. I think that everybody who has a relationship with John Mayer has a weird relationship with John Mayer.
That's probably also very true.
Yeah, I really want to go to one of those John Mayer, Dave Chappelle shows. They're doing another one.
Speaking of which, it's in fucking San Francisco where I just was.
Oh,
I missed about like 3-4 weeks.
Isn't that crazy? Time and location, man. They'll get you. Did you go to Amoeba or whatever?
Sure did. I actually went to 2 of them. I went to the Amoeba in San Francisco and the Amoeba in LA.
Did you get anything?
I did not. I wanted to, but I just didn't want to transport a vinyl on an airplane, because
I did that before.
You can't even take a dog on an airplane these days without it getting.
That's true. That was so fucked up.
I didn't need the picture, that's for sure.
There was a picture?
There was a picture, and it was like a really bad picture.
It like looked exactly like a dead dog?
And it looked exactly like a dead dog in like a carry-on.
Oh.
It was on its back with all 4 paws up, and the mouth was open. It kind of looked like Emilio.
Really?
It was like a black Emilio.
Oh no.
It was very jarring and very, very sad.
I'll tell you this, knock on wood, it's never going to happen. If anything ever happens to Emilio, then I'm going to be like one of those mothers who lost their child and just fucking has a blanket around her all the time.
You have to get a weighted blanket.
I would get a weighted blanket, and I would have somebody choke me to death.
Where did you fall on that story? Because I tweeted about it being like, obviously it's fucked up that United made that person put their dog in the fucking overhead compartment. But second of all, also fucked up that anybody would agree to that.
How many stupid people are there? I mean, I guess that shows how much people, I guess, are only concerned with their own shit. But when it's a fucking dog, like, honestly, to be honest, if they were like, "Hey, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to put your crying baby in that overhead thing," I'd be like, "Well, the baby's crying. What are you gonna do?" Yeah. But like, when it's a dog, like, we're all invested in that shit. That's a fucking dog.
I know, and a lot of people like tweeted back at me. They were like, "We're not victim blaming here. This is wrong." And I was like, "Well, the victim did fucking stick their dog in an overhead compartment," and a lot of people were like, "Well, it's a professional flight attendant, and they've done this before. You think if they made the suggestion that it'd be okay?" It's like, they work for United. United is known for not being the greatest of flight attendants. So I'm not sticking my fucking dog in an overhead compartment.
When you close it, you know that it's like fucking airtight.
Yeah, and it's like
who has ever thought?
Like, I wish I was in there.
Something could breathe in there. Who has ever thought that?
And they give you like the warnings that like, be careful when you open up the overhead compartments after a flight. Things could jostle around in there. Yeah. It's like, well, so am I going to stick my fucking live human dog in there? Live human dog.
That's the name of the episode.
Yeah,
oh God, yeah, that was really upset. I didn't read much of the story because I didn't want to. It's one of those just like put this out of my head thing because it made me so sad. And then, oh man, I got to go hug Emilio.
I loved Jim Murray's response to that story.
What was it?
He just like quote tweeted it with "Release the names of the flight attendants."
Get Turtle Boy on it.
Oh, he's actually dead. Rest in
peace. Is he?
I don't know if he's dead, but his website is basically dead.
Really? Why?
They yanked him off Facebook, and I think that just like killed a lot of his traffic.
Oh, interesting. Was that was like a because like a you're a bad guy, we can't have this kind of thing?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh wow.
And you know that if you're looking, Turtle Boy obviously has like a very terrible audience. And if you're looking for a terrible audience, then Facebook is that's where you go. And so if they take that away, it's tough logins for Turtle Boy.
Well, is that an expression?
Nope, but now it is.
That's I like is logins spelt like Kenny?
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
Tough logins. Tough logins for me because I was ahead of the curve with hashtag delete Facebooking because I deleted Facebook a while ago just because it stinks. But then I signed back up for it, or I
got all your information stolen.
I reactivate. Well, here's the thing: all our information's getting stolen anyway.
Yeah.
When it finds out, it's like, guess what? Facebook is taking the stuff that you're writing and blah blah. Like, yes, I assume that everything I've ever put on the internet is in fucking Donald Trump's hand right now.
Yeah, and I mean, when you buy something at a store and they ask for your fucking email address, they're not asking for your email address just so that they can fucking send you nice love letters in the mail.
Right,
they're selling that shit to companies.
Yeah, you got. And I'm not saying I'm okay with that. I'm just saying that for sure
basically
happens.
Unavoidable.
Yeah. So delete everything. Delete Facebook. Delete Twitter. Just keep your podcast app and subscribe to us. Maybe hit an Apple store and give us all the 5-star revies.
And do not put your human dogs in overhead compartments.